You know, sometimes the most amazing stories are hiding in the most unexpected places. Not in some grand history book, but maybe on a tiny, almost invisible dot on a map. So let's dive into one of those stories. It's a tale about a war, a lighthouse, and one of the strangest but also friendliest borders on the entire planet. Okay, let's just get right to the mystery. Take a look at this. This is the border between Sweden and Finland. And if we zoom way in, what on earth is happening here? I mean, why would a perfectly normal border at sea suddenly turn into this crazy zigzag on an island you've probably never even heard of? It makes no sense, right? And just to show you how weird this is, here's what the rest of their shared border looks like. See? It's clear, it's logical, it's exactly what you would expect a line separating two countries at sea to look like. A huge, straightforward line between Sweden and Finland. Totally normal. Except for this one spot. This tiny rock called Märket Island. And get this, to give you a sense of scale, the whole island is actually smaller than a Costco parking lot. So how did this one little place get so complicated? Well, the answer is a fantastic story. To really get what's behind this zigzag, we have to jump in a time machine and rewind the clock. This isn't some modern mapping glitch. Nope, it's the results of a really old mistake. A 19th century war that ended up causing a very 20th century headache. So here's the backstory. Way back in 1809, Sweden fought a war with the Russian Empire, and they lost. Big time. As a result, the land we now know as Finland became part of Russia. When they drew the new border, the line cut right through the middle of Märket Island. Okay, now fast forward to 1885. The Finns, who are under Russian rule at this point, realize they desperately need a lighthouse on this dangerous island. Remember, there's no GPS, no fancy modern mapping, so they did the most logical thing they could think of. They built the lighthouse on the highest, most stable piece of rock on the whole island. The only problem? Yeah, that spot just happened to be on the Swedish side of the line. Oops. And boom, just like that, we have our big problem. You've got a Finnish lighthouse, built by Finns, run by Finns, but it's sitting squarely on a Swedish land. This created, well, a bit of an awkward situation. Now, here's the thing. This kind of mistake, building a strategic structure in another country's territory, this is usually how major international incidents or even wars get started. Seriously, it's a big deal. But not here. Not with these two. Instead of kicking off a conflict, something really amazing happened. Basically nothing. For almost 100 years, everyone just kind of shrugged and went with it. I mean, Sweden liked the lighthouse. It made the water safer for their ships too. All the ships passing by definitely liked it. Let's be honest, it was a really great lighthouse, and nobody felt like making a big fuss. But, you know, as technology got better and maps got super precise, both Sweden and Finland decided it was probably time to officially sort this thing out. And the way they handled it, that's what makes this whole story so special. They found a friendly solution. So here's how they broke it down. It's actually genius. Step 1, the problem. A Finnish lighthouse is on Swedish land. Step 2, the goal. Get that lighthouse and the ground it's on over to Finland. But, and this was the most important rule, the total amount of land for each country had to stay exactly the same, down to the square meter. Nobody could lose anything. So the solution? It was brilliant. They decided to just redraw the border in a way that swapped equal pieces of land. And this just shows you how clever it was. Before, you had a simple straight line that was, you know, technically correct, but practically a mess. And after, you have this weird but perfectly logical zigzag. The new border kind of snakes out, carves out a little piece of land around the lighthouse to put it in Finland, and then gives an identical-sized piece of Finnish land right back to Sweden. It's a perfect trade. And the final result was what has to be the most polite and sensible border fix in European history. No fighting, no arguing. Nobody lost a thing, nobody gained a thing. They just fixed it. So why are we talking about this? Why does a story about a tiny rock in the middle of the sea even matter? Well, it turns out this strange little zigzag can actually teach us a lot about how we solve problems. Think about it. What started as a simple, honest mistake, building a lighthouse in the wrong spot, ended up leading to this really brilliant and creative solution. It's just a perfect example of how cooperation can be so much more powerful than conflict. And sometimes, the best answer is to literally redraw the map to fit reality, instead of trying to force reality to fit some old line on a map.
And most of all, it just proves that even the smallest, most overlooked places can have the biggest and most incredible stories.
And that really leaves us with a final thought. This little island and its quirky border, it's more than just a fun piece of trivia. It's a real-world example of how to solve problems with diplomacy and common sense. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What if more of the world's borders were drawn not with conflict, but with this exact kind of simple, friendly cooperation?